Welcome on back everyone to Total Warhammer 3 and part 17 of our Tamurkhan Immortal Empires campaign. In today's episode we are here for the third time to try to get this episode on recorded. I will admit that I have rage quitted on twice here. This Dreadquake mortar team is very close to being sent the way the dodo the same as our last because it keeps launching its shells directly into, well, first our executive executioners, just any of our blunderbuss teams it can. If even a single one of the malevolent triads or any of the melee units get into even a close proximity of our guys, they will launch one of the shells directly into the middle of one of our units. So I'm not sure if our crews have been glamored by Drycha, or in the recent patch they have turned all of the AI against you, even the ones that are manning your own artillery crews, but I'm going to try to do something a little bit different for this time, that way I'm not rage quitting. But we have our whole armies get deleted several times by just friendly shells coming in, so there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. Let's see if we can't turn the tide of history. My plan is we're going to try to give these guys a little bit more direct orders, and we're going to try to have all of our single entities, even if they will not enjoy fighting tree man on tree man on tree man, we'll have them sit up front and try to tank as much damage as possible. We'll see if we can hold out against the Warg of Away. We did start this fight. We may not be able to finish it though. Let's find out. The other thing that makes this one fun is we got super unlucky and somehow one of their units is in behind us. I will admit the only reason we haven't just kept this battle on end is because the Dreadquakes were pretty much the only reason that I felt like we were truly losing. Because even though this one is a desperate battle, it's a lot of treemen, a lot of treekin, and a ton of dryads, including Drycha and Coetl themselves, which are horrifically good fighters. Besides that, we can pretty well hold with the Dawi Zar armor and the tankiness of our Exalted Plague Bearers. The problem is, Dreadquake was completely putting a stop to that idea. So we'll set them up actually in front of our group. So this one is a little bit of a weird battlefield where all of our Dawi Zar have a line of sight based weapons and none of the tree elves do. So we have to kind of stay back a little bit, that way we're firing on this berm as soon as they come up and over. Otherwise we're losing all of our range possible. So let's go ahead and have the Exalted Plague Bearers. We don't have a lot of room for a checkerboard either, which is quite sad. So what we'll do is we'll do you engineers. Well, we have two guys facing down the enemy and two guys facing down the lads that are reinforcing. We're going to pull them back just far enough that they can fire at everything coming up and over the hill. We can have the Las rifles taking up the flanks. I will continue to call them Las rifles pretty much till the end. Down in the squares, and we'll pull them back behind our Exalted Plague Bearers as much as we possibly can. And we'll probably group this group up a little bit more, that would pull them over. That way I can have some las guns on the side of them. So these Infernal Guard here with no extras, we'll set them up over here. They can kind of blast on in like that. Since we do have enemy reinforcements coming in from the other side first, we're going to have all of the big laser rifles facing the other direction. And I'm putting you up front. I don't trust you even a little bit. Oh, that's the wrong choo-choo train. You go up front. Dreadquake mortar teams betraying me. I told you guys I've been seeing the artillery teams do really weird things where they just launch them right in the... It's not even like they're trying to hit the enemy and they clip your guys. No, they shoot it directly in the center of your formation, and then just those little Dawi Zar guys just blend away. Enough complaining. Rifles. You lads set up to blast away at the oncoming enemies. We've got the Hell Cannons, which I'm going to set up on the sides as well. If the enemy decides to chase the Hell Cannons, so be it. I have the Cygor over here to be kind of a big brawler. He's not the best in melee, but he's better than our other artillery teams, that is for sure. Set up the rifles in a way that we can kind of have them turn and take the flanks after they deal with first reinforcing group. Kind of up on the hill here. Hopefully they're not obstructed too much by the trees. We can zoom on in to see. Best to take a look yourself. Yeah, this thing here is definitely in the way. Kind of move them forward. We just need them to blend away the first group coming in. That way we don't lose any of our own guys, hopefully, to friendly fire from our artillery. So back here we'll have the Cultist, Doombolt, our Death Mage, and then Brookmer 3-horn, and we'll have them go up front once that's sorted, so get you guys in as all of our single entity bruisers. Lately, I'm going to consider the blunderbusses our front line, even though they're not necessarily, but everyone's going to go in guard mode, and everyone else here. So Thomas the Pain Train, have you helping out. We just need several blocks for the enemy, that way they don't get to charge right through our lines. Make sure our Dreadquake Mortar is facing the right way. You have 360 fire arc? Surely not. It always seems like this is a lie. This, rather obtuse angle here. We'll find out. Even if you put them on at no fire at will, or even give them a target, they shoot whoever they want. That's the joy of the Dreadquake Mortar. So we've got you as kind of a last reinforcement. So let's make sure our artillery teams do not get shut down, just have them here. Works for me. Maybe, we'll see, won't we? Let's let this battle begin. So we do have a minute 27 for those guys to come on in. And is this other group going to advance? Thankfully, they're going to wait for reinforcements. Looks like some heals going down to the Cave Bats and Hawks. They've got lots of flyers, don't they? This army seems almost tailor-made to stop us. The Great Hawks are quite good. I actually think they are a full tier better than your Great Eagles. They do a lot of damage, and they are armor-piercing. Alright, so 57 minutes, 57 seconds. Now let's not wait the whole time. Go ahead and activate the Wand of Jet. Everything over here is kind of staying still. Move you lads around ever so slightly more. Somehow we are still building up. I don't know if it's because points are generated based on the number of enemy units debilitated by sources such as spells, abilities, and contact phase effects such as poison. So we may have an effect that's going on right now. It's hitting the enemies even from here. I'm not going to be upset about it. So I'm going to slow down very momentarily. Drycha's coming in first. So let's make sure we've got our Dreadquake. And have it just blast away right here. Shell away. Should be at least. Here comes the secondary group here. So let's snag the Spirit Leech. Get to work. Make sure we've got plenty of guys up front. Yeah, go after the Doom Train. Works for me. We can go heals here on the Choo-Choo. Weaken all of their attacks. The Dreadquakes are actually getting some good shots now that we've given them kind of a direct fire order. That's definitely the way to go. We use our Furies to make sure these Hawks aren't going anywhere. Cultist, you probably shouldn't be fighting that. Let's have you fall back just a bit. Furies go after these, Furies don't really want to give orders, do they? Go in here. Dreadquake is starting to fire on whatever unit it wants kind of again here. We're going to give it more direct orders again. It may just completely ignore. Right, you go chase those bats all the way off the map for me. I'll rotate these two guys up to the top of the hill here. Beautiful. Stop wasting our shots. I guess we're going to keep wasting our shots. You guys take you off fire will just for a moment. I don't mind the shotguns dealing with them because they do a lot of damage. We've got Glorious Rot. Let's drop that on Drycha herself. That health started ticking away, and anyone around her is also going to have a really bad day. Let's go boom here. This is working out so much better. But notice that the Dreadquake, it fires on whatever it wants. It doesn't listen to you. You guys, we're going to bring you around. Kind of stand up here. We'll make kind of a bowl. Hopefully we can fire up and around, and if we can't, see, it happens. It happens. Bring them kind of together. That way they can hopefully fire. Get out of each other's way a little bit. Alright, Dreadquake, you fire over here, like, in front as they start moving in. Let's go heals on... I guess Bruckmer. We'll just come on up front here. Bruckmer, you kind of stay behind. We can drop in the Cygor to start causing a ruckus. Ezar, you definitely need to kind of just stand up front here and be obnoxious. And love the Doom Train. If you just want to roll up and start blasting these Treekin, I would be a big fan. Dreadquake does what it wants. Alright, Cygor, see if you can't crump some Treekin. Go ahead and ride up front, give us the Wand of Jet for more recharge, and we'll get ready with the old Traderkin here. Alright, Doom Train's having to advance a little bit further than I want. Let's go ahead and come on back a wee ways. We can draw the Hawks into attacking it, though. I really wouldn't mind. Let's slow these Hawks on their way in. Give you more power to kind of zoom across. I'm going to leave the Dreadquake up front. He's got a lot of armor. Oh, it dies almost immediately. That's hilarious. It's a huge target, so friendly fire there is going to be a big thing. Now you get what you deserve, Dreadquake. Get a nice kill box here. Alright, let's drop another Rock Glorious Rot on. I don't mind giving it to this first Malevolent Tree Man coming on up the hill. Get rid of him for me. In fact, let's get up and Spirit Leech him. Yeah, the Dreadquake can fire behind it as it goes. It just does whatever it wants, the Dreadquake Mortar. A lot of times that's not good for you. Heals here. Turn and fire. Let's go ahead and summon in the last group of Furies. I'm going to send them after one of these Great Hawks. Make sure they don't try to stop us. That was a little bit spooky, I won't lie. Oop, wrong ability. I go for the Cinder Blast. Let's go for these Cave Bats. There's no way these guys stay. Blast these Hawks as soon as they come up and over that hill. On the ground. Who needs ammo? L cannons need ammo. Alright, Dreadquake, you fire here if you can. Try to pull the train out, but if it gets taken out, so be it. I don't really mind that so much. Traderkin Overcast on. Looks like these huge amounts of guys here. As soon as that pops off, go for the Flock of Doom as well. Just drag that health off. Let's get another Cygor in up front. They've got our guys netted down. Shotguns are stopped in their tracks. If you three can go for Drycha, that'd be just glorious. Now your health is hurt. Come on through. Just ride right through the enemy lines. Blast these bears. The bears. You really need the Dreadquake to not be a clown. And you need to run away from... Is that Coetl? Stay away from Coetl. Drop the Spirit Leech on Drycha herself here, though. More power for you. Here come the Manticore. Self that Opal Amulet. We're losing dudes in droves. You give some ammo back to... Ooh, that's a tough call. And on back to these blunderbusses while you can. Bruckmer, come on back through. Let's go for others. Traderkin with their leadership. Please tear them down. Rot, Glorious Rot. And we want to try to drag the leadership down, so let's hit Elendilling. That should really do some damage. You can turn and blast this Manticore, we definitely need it. Because they're just going to point blank these shots. That's a little bit of a better angle. I appreciate you trying. We're gonna blast this Malevolent Tree Man. You can get your shots in here. I don't really have any healing spells, which is kind of one of the big issues. Ruckmer, where are you at, my friend? Back here with the shotguns, they'll keep you safe. Try to have them walk through. Oh yeah, you do not fight Treekin very well. Engineers of Ashoda running for their hills. Those archers are doing pretty good work on us. We can have you terrify off the enemy Manticore. Manticore in our back line is just a pretty big issue. Shoot the Manticore. You also shoot the Manticore. I'll fall back. Choo-choo train. Move in. Let's run over these Deepwood Scouts. Come on. Alright, let's Drycha down. There she goes. Switch targets to Coetl. You just run through. Don't act like you're going to stay and fight. Go ahead and heal up Gruckmer. He's pretty much our MVP at this point. That's a win. We did it. Earthquake Mortar. See how much kills you got. Only 102. You failed me. Thankfully, you didn't fail me hard enough that we lost the battle this time, though. Glorious. Coetl and another massive force of Treekin defeated. Alright, a battle well fought, and we lost, actually. Oh, we ended up losing one of our Hell Cannons. That's alright. There's always more besides. We'll just commission another one from the Dawi Zar. In fact, we took down a terrifying army. I will admit, going into that, I didn't see how many Treekin there were, and it didn't help that these clowns wanted to blow up our own lines. They didn't manage to do so this time, and who gets the Golden Sword? Golden Sword goes to... It might be Gruckmer. Nope, it's these Exalted Plague Bearers here. 121 kills. Well done, lads. We will go ahead and not go for replenishment, because, man, that is pretty, subpar. Plus, as our Doombolt has a fun thing that we can do where we just replenish instantly. So let's grab the infections.
Worthless lives, worthless deaths.
Worthless lives, worthless deaths. Destroyer of Dryads gives us the forest's most embittered wargrove could not overcome you. The Briar Maiden of Woe is felled, her hate-filled spirit erased from the world. Momentarily. But this army is now going to be completely immune to any kind of Athel-Lauren attrition, and drop control by 5 in enemy provinces. Sweet. Didn't say that Drycha was slain, but I don't see her anymore, so... We got the defeat. You get the defeat trait just for winning in the battle. Let's go ahead and grab Spirit Leech and Life Leeching, and then the points into Corruption. That way we can continue our unholy march here. Doombolt. You're all maxed out in terms of your actual stat tree, except for Indomitable, so we can give you a little bit more leadership. Make sure he's more or less unbreakable. And then here for Gruckmer, 15 more melee attack is significant. And then we'll also go ahead and grab the Spread Corruption. Traderkin's all maxed out, and that's really what we're relying on mostly here. Alexi. We'll grab the Spread Corruption, and we don't need to hate Tzeentch just yet, so we'll grab Infernal Champion. All in due time. For you there, then, Papa Aglixis, let's go ahead and just grab Arcane Conduit. We'll circle back around for the upgrade to Fleshy Abundance. The Fimdurak. Looks like we have to start circling back around to stimulate growth, which is just fine if it's for any amount of time in our lands. Air and Air will grab training. Sweet business. Any new weapons to pass out? What Null Plate? It's not nearly as exciting as it seems like it would be. 6 defense and 25% spell resist. Sure, I guess. It is something to wear. We've got the Warrior Bane and the Biting Blade. We can go ahead and combine those up and get a Trickster Shard. That's not bad for maybe the likes of one of our... Oh, you don't have arcane items. Interesting. So it's only mages. Figured maybe the priests would work. This be an arcane item. You've got the channeling staff, giving you 10% less cooldown. And you can decrease cooldowns further, which is pretty nice. Mahar has the Wand of Jet. More recharge. Does anyone have something that's not very good? Oh, Grukmar. Perfect. Crown of Command is also not great. We don't really have anything else that I'd really like to combine up here. The Pigeon Plucker Pendant is not awesome. I really wouldn't mind more Opal Amulets. Those are pretty solid. Alright, we got followers and other ancillaries to build up. Dimahar, how would you like to have a fully replenished army? We'll come on in here, go talk to Ezar, and increase whatever bombs we need to get fully replenished. Takes us down to 3 dominance. And now this army is maxed out again. Oh, hello, Alu. Would you like to meet the Chorfs? We'll drop the banner of Hellfire back down on our cultist and declare victory. 34 fall, 199 favor, some experience, and a charmed shield. Great, we'll take the, I guess, the 8 extra captives. Aiden is here. Oh, beautiful. We can start our own paper towel company. Nurgles. Soppin' Towels. I don't know, the name is a work in progress. We'll figure it out. Alright, Alexi, what else can we give you? Make you below added for 10% more missile resistance. I think just armor. And by armor, I mean mental armor. Dimahar, we shall give you more corruption. You are a nasty, sneaky fella. Everywhere you go, they all know. The Beyblade's gonna help us out here? Oh no, they're working together. That works for me. Werewolf Hunter Dimahar. Put that belt in our study. Should look glorious. They are worms. Can we move on Hama? Oh, you're so lucky. Why not just get even more dominance and experience? Rating. Attrition suffered. Let's go ahead and give him Corrupt Mage to weaken any Norskin or Famir that might be in the area that can bend the winds to their will. Ezar will go ahead and give you another point into Specialist. Oh, Potion of Speed. That is definitely infusion fodder. I like that gold. We've got a fair bit. Just go ahead and loot it.
Fill the war chests.
Fill the war chests. It's something besides pus this time, please. Let's go Microbial Bog here at the Beyblades, make some gold.
All shall
Glorious. So we can't recruit any more chieftain units in this army, but we could come back on in and either grab one of our own. So we've got the Hell Cannon that we were using. I really like what we have here. Maybe a unit of flyers, though, will help us kind of stay a bit safer. So removing... I mean, Thomas the Pain Train has been so useful. Removing him for 2 units of the Plague Drones. Or other flyers. Let's see if the Chaos Dwarfs have any flyers we can borrow. They're missing out on the Bale Taurus. They do have the Great Taurus, but just not nearly as useful. And they have the Kadai. We could also just go ahead and snag ourselves another Hell Cannon. Cool, don't have any flyers either. Such is the way. Yeah, Lamasu is more of a defensive flyer. You kind of drop them on like the likes of a spellcaster or something a little bit more squishy. As you can see, their stat line is just much more defensive. They also do something cool where they will eliminate magical weapons within the area, which could be really useful for keeping our Plague Bearers alive. In fact, interesting idea. I've never used a Lamasu like this, but we can use that to make sure no one can really get through their physical resist, which they have 25%. Seems pretty good. See how... Well, it'll depend on how long our Lamasu survives. Let's go ahead and... I think we already sacked this for the turn because we've already moved. It has been a few days since our previous escapades. Got a fair bit of gold. Let's see if we can spend some money. Zoom in on my map here so I know where everyone is. Creating all of our ports is going to be pretty useful here for us, so let's go ahead and grab Decomposing Swamp here. Pretty cheap. Just upgrade the volcano's part. 4,500. We'll come back. Because it's not necessarily a bad idea, but I want to upgrade our major settlements first. So, Medicine Enclave, Vial Synthesis. Definitely how you say that. And then Forest Decay. How safe are you? Any rebellions that kick up aren't going to have very many good units because of the fact that we don't have any military buildings in here, so we can probably just go for more infrastructure, if we so wish. Growth is not above 200, so let's go ahead and drop in the Weeping Creepers, because we can take that all the way up to the highest. Ilias Cliffs will go for just the Fungi of Defilement, I think. More infections for more glorious plagues. Coming on down to the Bile Rock we've got. Something pretty interesting. I love the Cultist Enclaves of Obsidian. Income and research. Can't ask for too much more. Corruption and income. And these are your cycle time for construction buildings. So if anything, we can go for the Nurgle ticket here at the Cliff of Beasts. And maybe then cycle back around, because everything over here is just needing to go up a tier. More income is nice, but not necessarily needed right this second. Okay, the Writhing Fortress, though. I highly doubt we'll be doing much recruitment back here in this area, so let's go ahead and just chuck in the Lesser Garden of Blight, because this does increase the number of units we're allowed to have in our total recruitment pool, so we can keep that. I think 99 is the max, but we can keep it moving on up as high as we can. I really don't like that the greenskins are kind of just camping out and raiding. We're not going to give them any kind of orders to leave, because that will just piss them off further. Warpstone traps are pretty cheap, and it's going to increase discoverability. Give us more capacity for the Plague Riddens too, which I think is a pretty useful tool. Saber Mountain, I definitely want to go ahead and upgrade the Barricade of Bones on. We could move in on Dorjny Fort.
Even the Lawmaster could not.
What's outside here?
Father's here.
Is it just these two armies? There might be another one behind. Let's pull out.
A blessing.
So it's just these two armies.
I cannot rewrite reality.
Nuln Ironsides are very dangerous. That means the bottom of Cathay is also very dangerous right now.
I'll gouge endless wounds into you.
Just kind of two elite armies.
Beyond
Imric
even
makes things quite nasty with his Ashen Fields ability. So he's got Piercing Bolts of Burning, and so does Vera. No, she doesn't. She's a Shadow Mage. You do. Let's see if we can't lure them in. Iris, back to counter. We don't want to do the Corn thing and move outside of our lands. We actually get a lot of buffs by being inside of our own territory where the plagues are. We'll waddle on back towards Saber Mountain. See if they get attacked, they'll work together.
Far beneath an archmage.
Perfect. I should have dropped the plague off before we turn back around. That's okay. Let's see if I can't grab one here. Suffering attrition sounds good, and less ammunition. Attrition, less wins, and some attrition of your ammunition. Yeah, we don't need it to last a whole long time. Just go ahead and grab a cultist. Welcome, Hubis Mortkin.
Your flesh will.
You're gonna have the most fun. Sweet business. So here at Ice Spewer then, let's go ahead and grab in. They should go ahead and punch Ice Spewer and Blizzard Beak in the face, aren't they? We really need to deal with the greenskins. Yeah, we just won't go for any upgrades here. Swing back over, see if we can afford any back over. Even at the Howling Citadel wouldn't be too bad. We go for ourselves another Fungi of Defilement. Make sure we have plenty of infections. Tamurkhan. Tamurkhan, it's time to have you finish off the foolish Dawi on our way as we traipse towards Nuln. Let's move on up towards the Winter Pyre here, and we're gonna pretend like we're not hiding in the mountains. Sneaky, sneaky Tamurkhan. Exactly. His army is utterly terrifying at this point. You have more damaged buildings over here at Yedich. Yeah, I didn't think that those were going to survive for too long. Let's see if the old Dawi are brave enough to come and finally claim them back. I think that's just about everything I'm willing to do for this turn. Let's come on into Kaizig, though, and go ahead and increase our chance for all of our plagues to spread. One last look at our lords. We've got Tamurkhan in Norska, counter-defending against Imrik. Iglix is also moving through Norska, and it's Dimahar doing the same. Once we've sliced kind of through the middle here, moving to do battle with the Kislev is going to be kind of our next big target. I want to push them back here a little bit because we get a couple more ports under our control. But for the most part, I bet Sigval is going to do that for us. Let's come on in the turn and see how things play out.
What news, ally of Blight?
What news, Zatan? Join his war with Grimgor. You just wait. The fact that you're losing to Greasus and Grimgor at the same time is mind-boggling. We're gonna have some pretty powerful enemies up here back on the home front. So we need to get another army up and built. Probably right here. Which shouldn't be too hard at all. We'll do that next turn. No war for us. Alright, his ambush did not work out. And good, now Grukmer loved himself a game of cards, a few flagons of ale, and a visit to a house of pleasure after every single closing day. Oh, more Hal too, perfect. Everyone is corrupted by Slaanesh. Oh, now Emmerich is trying to ambush. Oh, hello, old boy. Raid the altar of the Crimson Harvest. We can definitely do that. Outer Scoliosis gets him a plague, Ice Spear does too. Cubus, give Imrik a plague. Yes, enjoy attritioning down there, Imrik.
Futile and insulting.
Utile.
Far beneath an arch.
He's by himself, though. We can just move in and deal with him. He's scary. He's but one man.
Nurgle's unclean.
Here, let's move in camp stance. I see no one here, but there's no telling. He might have been the attempted ambush, but let's find out. Oh yeah, there she is. She was back there behind. Let's go ahead and pull back. Found the ambusher named Vera. So we shall fall back to the Saber Mountain and ambush stance ourselves. Let them attrition for a turn, and we will... A marvelous belch there. Horrendous creatures. Yeah, before we upgrade anything, at Blizzard Peak, pop in a new army here at the Challenge Stone. I don't like that Grimgor isn't moving through. I love, though, that we're going to have to be the ones that deal with him. I figured Zatan might be able to, but... strangely enough, he's getting destroyed. Let's go Herald of Nurgle. Let's go Lore of Nurgle for heals and also the health zapping spell. We'll grab Lumatic the Contagious. Yoink. He has that passive Aura of Pestilence, or what does he have going on? Negative 5 melee attack. Love it. We need to layer up as many debuffs as we possibly can. Love that he already came kind of pretty set up with some pretty good units. Get rid of the Attrition Lad and pop in a Plague Doctor. Scarecrow Banner also isn't very useful. Gleaming Pendant is. Let's take out the Razor Standard just in case we have anything a little bit better, and if not, we'll just pop it back on in. It looks like Razor Standard it is, and then even maybe a Wailing Banner for a little bit more terror. Blue Metric, what are we going to give you in terms of chieftain units? Because everyone needs some. Hell Cannons are always so much fun. Since you are going to be dropping people's melee attack, and we're going to be fighting the likes of ogres, I think having a single Gorgon is not a bad idea. Gorgon and Famir with the great weapons. Not too bad, not too bad. We'll grab a couple of Exalted Plague Bearers for our front lines. Let's grab 4 of them. Sweet. And then further empowered by... got a Gorgon and a Famir. We can use these guys together to pretty much annihilate most enemies. we have any Rot Knights in our pool just yet? We do, we have 3. Rot Knights are so good, but so expensive. Really good to see how well they perform against enemy Monsters Cavalry, like the likes of the Ogre Monsters Cavalry. Soul Grinders are pretty expensive too. We'll grab 2 Soul Grinders, and then I guess we'll call it for the turn. That 3-round burst is just too useful against the likes of the Greenskins, and even just clearing out Noblar teams. Alright, cool. So we'll zoom back around to where our armies truly lie. Tamurkhan.
Desolation for all!
Smash. Stomp on in. Lair of the Troll King. Have you met my friend the Toad Dragon? Oh look, they have 94. Chosen got decimated there. Guess we probably sent them in to the flamethrowers by themselves. Always a good strategy. Tamurkhan takes level 50. We are going to sack the Lair of the Troll King to continue to empower our home territory. Sati was slain. Oh, the humanity. We want to enclave it here. Get ourselves 10 more infections. And the Glitthorn Mountains have been claimed. Giant Thorn. Pop in that microbial bog here and prepare Tamurkhan to keep on moving. Only thing on our way is a bunch of angry trees. And we have the Rot Knights to deal with them. Tamurkhan hits level 50s. We'll give him the point into Mentor.
Bringer of Rictus!
Bringer of Rictus. Do a devastating charge on Kaizek, bringing him up to 127. It's just a modest 127. Control for the crazy. And then trading for Ikugax, followed by... Tamurkhan, how much replenishment do we already have in your army?
Maggot Lord!
So we can't go above 50%. So many buffs. So we're at 30% for himself. 20% for all non-demonic units. So actually, he doesn't have the best replenishment. Sweet. We will make you then a Chaos Strategist. More training and more replenishment. Keep Tamurkhan moving. We'll do the old Corruption Buggy here with Grokmer, and then Alexi can have himself more defense to a nice 50-51. AK Gold, let's see if we can't spin it further north. Let's see also if we can't move Elixis on from the Naglfari Plain. So smack Doetin. Dotayan. Either way, it's a tree. We're gonna throw it on the burn pile. Ruination. No breathing. Occupy the Naglfari Plain and claim some marble for the lads. Sigval doesn't care as long as he claims himself all of the different black fortresses. He shall be happy. Construction cost for all buildings in the local province. Let's first go for growth, and then we can circle back to that one. Alright, Eglixis, what do we want for you? I think we'll circle back over to Fleshy Abundance for the area of effect heals. But should they change that also to be something that kind of spreads instead of just... Let's see. Added area of effect? Nope. So with most of the debuffs, they change them where that... We don't have to get Nurgle debuffs here. They change them where that they are going to spread from the first unit. Let's see what they do here. Like units 1. Really, I thought you could give Curse of the Leopard to multiple. Either way, we're dirtling. On to Mornhal. You better it. Warding off blows there with hard to hit. 68-63. There and there, we give you the Toxic Trooper. Stench Ridden for more resistance and heals. Or the Plague Feeder. Succumb to pestilence. Let Grandfather Nurgle feed on your suffering. Let's go Toxic Trooper. Don't believe I have any of our heroes running around with Acid Acre just yet. The blood is transformed into... Oh, they turned into aliens. So every time someone stabs them, they're gonna get sprayed in the face with acid. Lovely. And then we'll also make him a Chaos Gladiator then. He's a toxic trooper and good at throwing hands. The most toxic of gladiators. Electric, let's make sure you've got good movement, in case we need it. Beautiful stuff. We can also go back over to you. Keep building this army to deal with the coming foes. Since neither the greenskins nor the ogres have flyers, controlling the skies is probably a really good call. Death's Head's plague drones are expensive, though. We just go for some Furies. Keep it cheap. I just don't know how useful they'd actually be once they connect to the enemy. Raw flies have pretty good weapon strength, but just don't have great stats. Hey, just want to go for a few more. Go for some ogres ourselves. Fight the ogres with ogres. So we'll grab a couple of the great weapon variant. It gives us kind of 4 anti-large options. And then snag ourselves a ToD dragon for a big beastie. And the 2 flyers, see if we can even afford this. And just barely. Get ourselves a new cultist. Knowledgeable, confident, or fleet-footed. Let's go for Aren't the Confident.
Cultist.
Buff up all of our demons' leadership. Have him roll with a cultist and an exalted hero. Causes fear, more leadership size, or dark fury. Let's go for a Dimahar, Bloodheim.
Decay.
One more hero, we'll call it there. We'll go ahead and just snag good old fleet-footed Theon. 2 cultists and a melee hero. That should keep heals up with our war shrine.
I do it for my children.
Good to hear. Heals up with our war shrine and also Weeping Creepers. We'll snag the fungi. They are fungi of defilement. Awesome. So it's Mournhow we are missing out on a line, so 2 more turns of raiding. Darken the Craze, we need to raise lots more settlements. Fight Empire Bretonnia, Cathay, or Kislev, which we are about to start getting into. Glorious. Show me of my damage buildings. You're at Yedich. Besides that one. The Howling Citadel, we can upgrade the Talking Spores. And I shall. And then next turn we go bankrupt because I forgot about some upkeep plagues. I think that would be a very fitting end. We cost 351. If I forgot about them, we're going to be in trouble. In fact, Damar, you need a plague. Come here, buddy. So, upkeep, movement range, and... Oh, shoot. More Winds of Magic sounds good. Just so we're not closing off this this pathway here. There's the right button then, too. Damar is infected. So here at the Giant Thorn, we'll go for... Nurgle Corruption's actually all maxed out. We will snag the Plague God's Nursery to try to help out with control. Sweet business. That's the turn.
You will be fuel for the rot.
And what good fuel you shall be with all of your mammoths. You knew not true power. I figured I didn't. You're still fighting Sigvald, though, so I can't really go for peace with you. Although if I do, I could just kind of leave you alone for now. You know what? How much more gold are you willing to offer me for your peace, feeble-minded ginger man? Well, he has 3,000. Fair enough. I'm impressed you're still alive. Throg usually deals with you quite early on.
Bless my cankerous rot.
Gold Tooth, the new regional power. That doesn't make any sense. Sure. Yesik have been destroyed, and Karakadren have also risen on up to claim regional powerhood. Welcome to the club. We are at much larger than regional power. Now, possibilities are endless. I think we're going to come on out of the Beyblades and just attack Alexandrinov. Because we can. Dimahar, destroy. No one is ready for the Chorf Inquisition. We've got to have some target practice, right? This episode didn't have enough battles. Let's go ahead and we'll encircle up. We'll do everything we can else for the turn. We'll have ourselves kind of a silly little small battle. Sarl encampment. We'll go for Jizgold. Glixus, since there's nothing really to do here. Can we use Gruckmer's Beast Path ability again? Ooh, 5 more turns. He is with someone nowhere near us. Alright, there's no real abilities we can use, except for maybe the Stalking Stance could be kind of fun. Glixus, do you have any of the champions with you? Oh, you do. Although we're not at war with anyone over here on this side anymore, so that wouldn't really be worth it. Alright, fair enough. Since we have ceased fighting, Horn might decide we're a problem soon, but let's just start sprinting around. There shall be no rest. Just run straight through to the Bay of Blades.
Another seat of
Upgrade the swamp here. Let everyone know it's our swamp. And we'll let the Auto-Resolve handle the Battle of Fort Stroghoff. We shall fight the Kislevites. Look, a better fight. If only. Let's go ahead and, since this is a tree people army, we'll just go ahead and occupy. We will start raising the Kislevite settlements, though, to fully power that up as fast as possible. There are last couple battles under our belt. Aura of Chaos for Kasich. And it looks like Kargan, you are all maxed out, friend. So we'll go for Specialist.
desolation for all.
A Kugax, we could get healing with Tamurkhan. Or just draw people's armor by 10. Let's do the armor. I think that is horrendously hilarious. We'll do the Blade Master Crown as well.
Fuck right.
So not only do we have most of the armor piercing damage, you won't have any armor. What fun we'll all have. In the Festering Pit at Shokrokken. Look at them all. Kind of huddling around with their plague. Guess we'll just kind of sit back and let that happen. We can come on back over to any of our settlements that aren't currently immune to plagues, like the Writhing Fortress here. Drop off one that makes us a little bit more gold. So income, cycle time, I guess weapon strength. Increase that spread as much as possible. How long it lasts. Drop the spread once, and then we'll just go ahead and infect it. Yoink. Now, before we do anything further, we come have ourselves our kind of silly battle. Hello, Kislevites. Are you ready for target practice? Alright, now's the time for the Dreadquake mortar to actually work as intended. We shall start deployment. We'll set them up in front because I don't care if they really fire them with arrows. If the Dreadquake mortar gets shot, it gets what it deserves. Grab the las rifles, have them in a square. I'm actually just going to have the Exalted Plague Bearers behind them. We're going to let the las rifles handle this one. If they can't, we deserve to win it all. Doom Train on both sides. We'll have the blunderbusses. 2 of them over here. We'll have to actually advance on the Kislevites before they can actually fire, which is not the most fun for them. We're up front. The rest of our important lads also up front. Just in the water there, someone's got to do it. Lamasu can go hunt down the cavalry they have. Let it begin. Activate boom there for them. Like they all fired at the same unit. Those poor guys. All of Kislev. Would have stopped him in place so the other one could hit them. That's horrifyingly effective. You check over here, things, guys. You can't tell the Dreadquake mortar what to do. It does what it wants. Drakmar, go ahead and summon in a Cygor for us. Hit it with a Cinder Blast shell. I see the slow motion las rifles. Okay, we'll need to advance because the light archers can fire on us, no problem. Oh yeah, fight. Shoot our fake Cygor, I dare you. Great idea. Move forward and engage the laser rifles. And I think we've got him. Weirdly how that works. You charge on in there. Or you move up front too. Might as well see them run off a little bit faster. Glorious. Oh yeah, this fur and leather armor is probably not going to save you from anything we're firing your way. And the entire line just goes away. How fun. Oh, don't shoot your friends in the back. That's not fun. I guess the Furies are tired. They all decided simultaneously to take a nap. And a glorious win. A little bit of friendly fire going out, that's just fine. Baptism in flame. Alright. Victory with 0 losses on our side, rather than a few scratches and scrapes on our heroes and a few of the blunderbuss teams there. We will go ahead and, since Alexandrinov is such a good settlement, we'll just go ahead and claim it without doing too much damage. Let's go ahead and loot it for the 12 extra supplies. A new Crown of Command. You know what that means.
My sanity
Time to combine them together. Crown of Ultimate Command, or a Portal Glyph, which works as well. Never mind summoning in a group of Furies to screen for your troops. Got Malefic Sorcerer to make him stronger in battle, or a Vile Enchanter to give our Forsaken, Chaos Spawn, and Manticore units the Perfect Vigor and more attack. I guess just the Forsaken get the Perfect Vigor. Surprising. Yeah, we'll hold off on that then. We will snag probably, what is this army mostly consisting of? Things that we can buff are going to be our Exalted Plague Bearers, so let's do that.
Blessed be the
So not Chaos Vanguard, but a Savage Bloodlust. Armor for all demonic melee units.
worthy supplements to Nurgle's gifts.
Agreed. So we've got Tutor over here. Oh boy. That's an army. Alright, Kislev.
Tamurkhan.
This should be fun. Prepare everything up here, and here at Stroghov, we cannot afford yet a single more building. So that, after I move the counter here, yeah, we just kind of hang out at the Saber Mountain. We don't really need to advance on Imric. He's building up armies up here and moving them all from the south. Even if there's 4 of you coming in at once, I can hold the line. Don't you think I can't? We will just join all of these guys into Lunatic's army. Perfect. And then we can summon on in maybe a Hell Cannon as well for an additional... Or just some champions to be a chunky leadership line. Yeah, Grimgor's walling on up, so we need to get ready to help. Forces of... Oh man. Things are getting spicy. Lunatic, you come on out. Let's make Grimgor worried about just sitting here and doing nothing, because we can probably take his army with what we have here. Shouty boy he is. Let's go into channeling stance. Make Grimgor think twice about coming in onto the granite spikes. business. Let's kind of hang out here. We'll give it one final end turn, and that'll be our episode here.
Nurgle's rot.
Alright, so the Masters of Innovation have moved on Yedich. And what a pretty decently varied army he has. Well done, Kadri. You have built a strong throng. He has the Heart of Malevolence. Oh, he's the Dragon Slayer, the Demon Slayer that is posing as a Treecan. Suduwudu in Dawi form. Ooh, the Great Swelling. Giggity. A vast bubo the size of a fortress and with a stench like an open sewer in high summer sprouts suddenly upon the earth. A mass of slithering, slippery shadows are visible beneath its greasy surface. How best to show gratitude for grandfather's noxious gift. We could burst it, or we could nurture it. Let's go ahead and nurture the growth by smearing some horrible, like this lad, all over it. Sweet legs spreading on out, as they should. You're definitely going to go ahead and jump in on the war with Grimgor and try to stop him before he keeps building up, because if they lose the Valerie here, our allies are in all sorts of trouble. But for now, I'm out of time for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by today's Tamurkhan campaign. If you all enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like for the like god and a sub for the sub thron. See you on the next one.